Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm really excited about this video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about OSINT, right? And open source intelligence, or OSINT, is the process of gathering information from public sources, right? So OSINT is very critical in the whole hacking process, right? This is where you're gathering information about your target, whether it's a person, a organization, a government entity, etc. That's where OSINT take place, right? You basically are gathering information. And a lot of the time when we think of gathering information, especially in the realm of hacking, we think that you need to know all this fancy scripted language. You need to know all these various commands, run these advanced tools. And to some extent, that may be true. But when it comes to OSINT, this information is already publicly available, right? That's the beauty of it. You just need to know what tools to use and where to look. And OSINT is part of the overall cyber kill chain, right? So the cyber kill chain is basically the process of what hacking is about, right? And first we have the recon stage, or the reconnaissance stage, and this is where OSINT takes place. At this stage, as the name implies, you're doing that reconnaissance. You're trying to gather as much information as possible, thereby you'll be able to identify a lot of the times vulnerabilities that your target might have, right, at the reconnaissance stage. And this is where OSINT is performed. After that, we have the other steps of the cyber kill chain. We have weaponization, where we craft that exploit based on the information gathered at this stage. Then of course this feeds into the delivery stage, exploitation, installation, command and control, and actions and objectives, right? So really interesting stuff in terms of the cyber kill chain, right? So today we'll be looking at the OSINT, which takes place on the recon stage. So enough talking, right? Let me jump into the technical part of this video now. So before I get into the technical demo, I just want to put out a disclaimer. Remember, whatever I'm going to show you in this video is just for educational purposes only. Do not use any of these tools or techniques to do anything illegal. For example, get unauthorized information about people or companies, etc. Right? This is for educational purposes only. Alright, so with that out of the way, the first OSINT tool I want to show you is something called Google Dorking, or Google Hacking. What this means is that we could enter special parameters or scripts into Google, and we could use this to reveal potentially sensitive information about our targets, right? So to get started, we want to search for Google Hacking Database. All right, and we want to select this first results. And this basically is a database of those strings, those parameters that we could enter into Google to be able to reveal information about people and organizations. And we could see there are various categories. So for instance, this first string could reveal files containing passwords, right? And looks like on GitHub specifically, right? This other one deals with open SSH private keys, right? Again, potentially revealing files containing passwords, right? So there's a lot of different strings that we can enter here to get information, right? So what I want to do is I want to search for something with cameras, webcams. So I could just type in webcam there, and these are the different results that it has returned. And as the category implies, these are various online devices we can access by entering the string. So to use this, we simply select that, we copy this parameter, open a new tab and paste it, and there we go. These are the results. So if I open this results, it should show me the webcam. Yeah, there we go. There's a live feed for Liz McRae webcam. Right, this is a live feed as it says there. You saw how easy that was, guys, by just knowing what parameters to enter into Google. There's so much information out there available, if we really wanted to find it. So let's try another one. This one looks like it's somewhere in New Zealand, right, because the domain ends with NZ. And sure enough, here's another live feed of a camera over there in New Zealand. Right, so a lesson we could learn from this, guys, is if you have a webcam or any sort of CCTV or IP camera, you don't want people accessing it remotely. Make sure to lock it down with some sort of username and password, and maybe MFA as well too, right? But yeah, these are webcam feeds that we can access from all over the world by just entering these parameters, right? So let's try another one. Let's try PDF, right? And here now the results here, these should reveal files that contains PDF information. And as we all know, sometimes companies have sensitive information in the PDF documents, such as username, passwords, social security information, credit card information, right, in your PDF documents. So this one looks interesting. This looks like PDF files on Google Drive. So if I copy and paste this parameter again here, yep, sure enough, here are results for people's Google Drives, right? PDFs that they have there that should be open, right? And I'm just gonna, let me try really quick here. So I'm just probably gonna blur this, right? This particular section here. Yeah, I'm blurring this, but I have access to this document right now, guys. So this just shows you how powerful Google Dorking is. By just entering these specialized parameters, we could reveal information about, people and organizations, right? That are publicly available in the internet. So I want to show you how to do a more targeted one now, right? So let's say I want to search Amazon.com itself, right? For PDF documents. I could do that by entering this site, Amazon.com, file type PDF. Right? Once I do that, I hit enter. Here we could see a bunch of PDF sightings. So this shouldn't be anything too sensitive. But yeah, this looks like a user manual for Microwave. But yeah, these are PDFs on Amazon. But just imagine you're trying to gather information about other sites out there. You could use the imagination and replace Amazon with the domain that you're interested in getting PDF documents from. And we could combine these, right? And we could also use like users, for instance, if we wanted to get information about a certain user in particular. So let me show you what I mean. So say I wanted to search about, get information about Bill Gates, right? All I have to do is enter Bill Gates, right? In quotations, file type, PDF, or file type, XLSX, right? This is a Excel, Microsoft Excel format, or a document format, docs, right? Microsoft Word format. So what this essentially is going to do is find all these various documents for Bill Gates. But as I said, you could customize this to whatever the name of the person is and enter that there. And once we hit search, yep, sure enough, this is giving me results for Bill Gates. Here's a PDF with some information about Bill Gates, right? Right, so yeah, so guys, that's just Google Dorking, right? And I'm gonna go through some more here shortly that are even kind of more cool. But that's Google Dorking, Google hacking for you, being able to enter these parameters into Google and be able to find this information that's already out there publicly available. So another OSINT method I'm going to show you is how to get information about people based on their photos. Right, so the site I'm going to head over to is called tinyeye.com, right, or tineye.com, I should say. Right, so what I want to do here, you could paste either a URL or upload an image. I'm going to upload an image, right, and kind of keep it in line with our previous search. I'm going to choose an image of Bill Gates. Right, and as we can see, look how quick that immediately found 296 results of Bill Gates. And notice it found all these various platforms that this photo was on. Right, so imagine you have a photo of this X person and you want to find out more information from them. You could simply upload this photo in a TinEye, right, and run that search, and it'll be able to show you all the various platforms that this person is on, you know, in terms of having photos, right? And yeah, so that's TinEye for you. So another powerful, photo image tool I want to show you guys is Google Images. And this one is a bit different, and I'm going to show you what I mean there. So I'm going to select search by image, and in this scenario I'm going to stop picking on Bill Gates. I'm going to upload a image of myself. So say you're seeing this photo of someone, and they're in this place, and you're trying to figure out where they are, right? uh, and you don't recognize the place. So what Google Image allows you to do is you could kind of zoom into specific landmarks on the photo. So if I zoom into this tower in the background of my photo, and sure enough, as we could see it by the results, it shows that this building is in Panama, right? This is a building in Panama. Yeah, and this photo was taken with me and my family when we recently paid a visit to Panama. Beautiful country, by the way, if you have never been there. But again, a bit of advice here, guys. I know a lot of the times when we travel, we kind of just take these photos, post them up immediately, so I would kind of advise not to do that. I don't do that. I usually post photos after the fact, because you can never tell, who's looking to spy on you, do you something nefarious, or maybe even break into your home. You never know. If someone is seeing you posting live photos, it's kind of easy for them to try to figure out where you are, if they wanted to do you something nefarious, right? But yeah, that's Google Images, another free tool that we could use in our OSINT investigations. So moving away from photos, this tool in particular could help us reveal information about people, organizations, based on their email address. So the name of the site is EPOS, I believe. I'm not sure if I got that correctly. This is the domain.com. And all we have to do here is simply enter email address. So I'm going to enter my email address, right? And of course, I'm going to blur the information as much as possible here. You could also enter a phone number if you wanted to as well. So if I hit search, it gives me a puzzle to solve. Select all images most connected to the sample. All right, so that's a classroom. So we're going to say laptops again. All right, so you just need to give it a few seconds, and that was literally like maybe 1 second, and it returned all the results it found about that email address. So if the email address was associated with any data breaches, as we could see, it was associated with 9 data breaches, right? I kind of knew that already, and I changed my password, obviously, after finding out. Also shows you some of the platforms that you used to sign up with this email address. So as we could see, Google was used, Skype was used, etc. Right? Something also particularly kind of useful in OSINT investigation. This shows us our Google Maps that's linked to that email address. So if I open this link, again, I'll probably be blurring a lot of the information here, but this actually shows me where I have been, via my Google Map history, or the person has been via their Google Map history linked with that email address. Right? So yeah, this is a really powerful tool. Again, guys, OSINT tool, publicly available. You don't need to do any sort of fancy hacking or scripting. Simply enter that email address in this tool or phone number, and you'll be able to get a lot of useful information on your target. So another great platform that we could use to find out information about email addresses is Have I Been Pwned, right? HaveIBeenPwned.com, right? And don't worry, all these tools I'm discussing, I'm going to leave a link for it in the video description below. And remember, if you like this content I'm sharing, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. All right, on with the video. So if I enter an email address in this search bar, right, I probably just use the same one that I just used, right? What this does, this searches its database to find out if this particular email address was ever associated with any data breaches, right? And as we could see, this was associated with 9 data breaches, as we previously saw in the other, using the other tool, right? And it also gives us a breakdown of the specific data breaches that it was identified in. So as we could see, one was in Canva, one was in Sitio Day, one was in Dailymotion, so it was associated with a lot of different data breaches. Something handy as well, this tool includes this file, this text, hashkiller.io. So if I hit on that, verify I'm human, what this text document actually contains is this basically contains a list of all the email addresses that were in those leaks, right? And a list of the hash, right? So these hash, if you know what you're doing, you could basically reverse engineer them or decrypt them to be able to get the password with associated with the email addresses. But yeah, this is really powerful stuff. And you notice I didn't have to sign up, I didn't have to pay for anything. This is basically a free to use tool if you wanted to. So last but not least, another tool I want to show you guys is thatsdem.com. That's the name of it, right? So this tool, we could simply enter a person's name or the address or phone number, email, IP, etc. And we could get some additional information on this person that way, right? So let me pick on Bill Gates again for this for this particular demo. So as we could see, there are 99 results for Bill Gates. I would have never guessed, Bill Gates was such a popular name in the United States of America, right? But just look at the kind of information we're able to get about Bill Gates here, right? This first one, I should say. It shows us his date of birth, how old he is. It shows us his primary residence. So apparently this person lives in Cummins, Georgia. It shows us when their home was built. What was the price they paid for their home, their purchase price, what's the current value for their home, as well as their phone number, right? This is crazy, guys, the amount of information we could get. Also, if we hit on show more results, right, full profile, it shows us, various other information about them in terms of their demographics, their family, if they're married or not, their mortgages, their refinances, a bunch of different information here, guys, and their lifestyle as well, what they like to do. So I mean, you could see how easy and simple that was. I didn't need to go on the dark web. I didn't need to run any fancy scripts. I didn't need to boot up a Linux machine, a Kali Linux machine. I simply just needed to type this name into the right tools, thatsdem.com, and it was able to reveal all of this information about this particular person for me. So another similar tool that we could use is Spokeo, right? And you could find that at spokeo.com, and you could enter either the person's name, email address, phone number, or address, right, to find information about them. Let's go ahead and enter Bill Gates again, right? And it's pretty similar to That's Them, and I know they also have like paid plans that we could use as well too, but I'm just using the free plan, for this demo. Right, so it's doing its thing right now. Yeah, and here are the search results, right? This actually found a little more. I think it found 3,790, right? And I think the previous one found something like 99, right? Kind of gives you a breakdown of the location there as well. And if we were to hit on see results again, here would kind of give you some of that information that we saw before in terms of their contact information, their court records. This is actually something a little more advanced than the previous one. This actually gives you like court records and stuff for the person. But I think you have to pay for it, if I'm not mistaken. If I had view more, yeah, you have to pay for it, right? But it's pretty cheap, depending on if you want to spend any money, you know, to let's say you're working an HR recruiter, you want to get some background information. Yeah, it might make sense using something like this where you have to pay to get that additional information about their criminal background and stuff. But yes, spokeo.com, that's the name of it, and you could do pretty much similar to what you could do on thatsdem.com. So yeah guys, that brings me to the end of this video. There are literally thousands of OSINT tools out there. You know, I could spend, you know, a couple months just showing you all the various tools they have out there, but I just wanted to kind of introduce you to OSINT in this video and kind of show you some of the more popular, easy to use ones that they are out there and that are available for use, right? If you want me to do another video, I could show you some of the tools that you could use on Kali, you know, some of the more advanced tools that we could use, especially for targeting businesses in particular. You know, let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll make that part 2 of the OSINT video for you. That said, if you like this kind of content I'm creating, anything to do with cybersecurity, computer networking, system administration, if you haven't already, why not consider subscribing to the channel and hitting on the notification bell so you'll be notified once a new video is released. As always, thanks again for viewing. See you soon.